Conciencia Fonémica en Español. Phonemic Awareness in Spanish by Haley Kayob, Lilia Stapleton. Presented by Natalie Murray and Natalia Castro. Introduction. According to Hagen, phonemic awareness is an essential skill for literacy among children who are typically developing readers, children who are at risk for future reading abilities, and children who experience reading disabilities. This article speaks on how important is the instruction of phonemic awareness and how important it is to enforce the phonemic awareness of the student's native language.
What is phonemic awareness? Phonemic awareness is the insight that the speech streams consist of individual sounds or phonemes. It is the ability to attend to and manipulate the smallest sounds of spoken language. According to the National Reading Panel, there are specific skills that make up phonemic awareness. They are phoneme isolation, phoneme identity, phoneme categorization, and phoneme blending. Phonemic awareness is important to be taught in order to be successful readers and writers. Phonemic awareness is taught in younger grades in schools here in the United States.
How does phonemic awareness connect to reading? Without phonemic awareness, students will not be able to read. Phonemic awareness has to do with the sounds of letters and those sounds coming together to create words, and those are the words that are being read by the student. Without the knowledge of phonemic awareness in the language that is trying to be taught, the ability to read is simply unreachable. Understanding that the symbol is related to a sound is helpful when it comes to reading. Although English does not have a transparent alphabet where the letters or symbols represent one sound, but they can have multiple different sounds, it is still important to comprehend what the symbols are and what sound they can produce. Although there has been very little research in how phonemic awareness is connected to reading, there are some studies that have been conducted in the United States that provide evidence of this relation in many other languages, for example, in Danish, French, German, Italian, Portuguese, Spanish, Swedish, and Turkish. Strengthening the phonemic awareness of the student's native language is beneficial when they are learning phonemic awareness in English. This idea is because the student is familiar with their native language. Teaching them the phonemic awareness in the language provides a guide to understand what is phonemic awareness and why it is important to know it. When they are learning English and are being taught phonemic awareness, they can relate to the phonemic awareness in their own language to understand better English and how phonemic awareness works in English as well.
Positives and negatives between English and Spanish. There are some positives and negatives in the phonemic awareness of English and Spanish. Some positives are that both languages have an alphabetic orthography. In both languages, learning to read and write uses the same basic process: phonemic awareness, decoding, fluency, comprehension, and writing mechanics. The negatives of the two languages are that Spanish nouns have a gender. In Spanish, adjectives come after the noun. In English, nouns come after the adjectives. Spanish has only 5 vowel sounds. The English language has 14 vowel sounds, but 5 symbols that represent vowels. There are consonants that are found in English but not in Spanish, and vice versa. Some of these vowels are V, H, J, R, Z, and X.
The importance of transferring phonemic awareness from L1 to phonemic awareness L2. According to Job and Stapleton, there are two implications of looking at the importance of transferring phonemic awareness: theoretical and practical. In the theoretical implication, Job and Stapleton find that there is evidence transfer from one language to another, which suggests that phonemic awareness is a general understanding about the nature of the speech stream rather than a language specific ability. Meaning, that phonemic awareness is a universal idea that all language learners must acquire in order to understand the language that they are learning. In their practical implication, instructional decisions are likely to differ depending on whether developing phonemic awareness in a child's native language facilitates, interferes with, or is unrelated to success in English acquisition, meaning that it is really important to strengthen the student's L1 phonemic awareness, or is more important to just move on from their L1 completely and work on their learning of the English language phonemic awareness. In the article, Job and Stapleton take into consideration a study that was done with children from 3 to 11 years of age. The study did suggest the phonemic awareness does transfer from one language to another. Although this was noticed from the study completed, it is still important to understand that no language is the same and that there is going to be factors that will have a child struggle when acquiring a second language. Phonemic awareness in Phonemic awareness in Spanish. In Spanish, students participate in phonemic awareness activities in which they hear individual sounds, vowels, consonants, hear sounds within syllables, and learn vowels orally and then in written form. After blending consonants and vowels, students blend syllables into words. Traditionally, the syllable has been viewed as the primary linguistic unit in Spanish word recognition. Although this theory is contradictory to the fact that the students are instructed initially in letters, sounds, and phonemes. According to Job and Stapleton, it is beneficial to use sounds and fun activities to review phonemic awareness, especially in Spanish. They use songs like Los Pollitos and Una Mosca to explore the sound of the language through rhyme, alliteration, substitution, or other sounds. It is encouraged for teachers to try to say the poem and songs and encourage the students to make mistakes when substituting the vowel sound and trying to sing the song. This helped the students feel comfortable with making mistakes when learning the new language. Students can familiarize with words that sound the closely together, rhyming, in their own language to then transfer that knowledge when learning English and hear those words that rhyme together.
What can be taken into the classroom? Yep and Stapleton, 2008, revealed that the skills that a person demonstrates in their second language is largely affected by skills of their native language. So, it is helpful for learners to have a strong foundation in their L1 in order to successfully transition to their L2. Parents and family members can work with their children at home to ensure they have a solid understanding of their native language. Educators should provide an environment where learners can have access to texts that include their culture. Student engagement is a helpful strategy used for all learners, so it is important to make activities fun and enjoyable so that learners do not feel pressured while building their L2 knowledge and acquiring their second language. These activities can include rhymes, poems, and songs. Personal, personal experiences. According to Hellman, 2005, reading can be enhanced over time through practice. Educators who consistently and explicitly cover phonemic awareness are more likely to set a strong foundation for their students who are acquiring the English language. The process of learning a new language varies from person to person, so it is important to modify and adjust lessons based on the individual levels of the L's in the classroom. Explicitly teaching phonemes is a critical step in L2 acquisition because it allows L's to distinguish between the sounds they hear, which gives a strong foundation for reading, writing, and speaking English. L should be provided with frequent opportunities to engage in fun phonemic awareness activities, because it allows them to have practice with the sounds of the language.
Discussion question. Discussion questions. What is a phonemic awareness activity that you have used, if any, to help students practice learning phonemes? How and when would you assess your students to gauge their level of phonemic awareness?